Mika made her way back to the table with the rest of her crew at it, taking a seat around the stage, as a woman was giving a very seductive performance. Obadal was staying fairly focused, as were his two underlings. Mia, on the other hand, was, well, relishing in the performance, and even handing some money off for some more private attention. The dancer was currently crawling into Mia's lap when Mika sat down. So, Captain, how did the information gathering go? Obadal asked, looking around Mia and her dancer, having to bend to the side a bit to see Mika. Well, things went both exceptionally well and terribly, Mika said as she took another drink of the beer that she was carrying with her. Well, it looks like Friedmont's situation wasn't a very good one to try to barter from. Chances are, most of the large criminal organizations shut him down for lack of resources, and refused to do any solid business with him, which left the bastard with only one real option. He went to the Cult of the Dealer, also known as the Brotherhood of Stripes. The Cult of the Dealer? You're telling me they actually have religion on this fucking rock? Obadal replied, with a shocked expression on his face. Yeah, they do, but not the kind that you'd imagine. The Cult of the Dealer worship a figure. They believe him to be a god, who presides over negotiation and bargaining. And so to them, negotiation, bargaining, and dealing are aspects of their religion, which they hold fast to. Breaking these tenets violates the core aspect of their religion, their purpose. Nobody knows exactly from where this religion sprouted up. There are multiple places throughout the sector where you can find people who worship the dealer. But, not surprisingly, the places where worship of the dealer is the most heavy tend to be, well, locations just like this one, where criminals prevail. I'm sorry, I'm still just struck by the whole idea of anyone here having any sort of religious ideology. I mean, the whole thing kind of strikes me as odd. Hey, don't get the wrong idea, Obadal, Mika replied. Just because they have religious ideas doesn't mean they're good. The only thing they do hold sacred is the deal. Everything else is fair game. Trading people's lives, murder, none of it really matters to them in their religious belief or ideology. The deal is an aspect of life. So long as it doesn't pertain to a deal, their religious ideas don't apply. To them, everything is a deal. And if it's not, they can simply kill you. Don't start thinking that you're going to meet some people with high and mighty principles about morality or right and wrong. In their religion, there's no such thing. It's just whether a deal benefits you or doesn't. Prosper yourself at any cost. The only thing that we can count on is that, as well as believing in the deal itself, they also believe in deals being fair. It's really the only upside to negotiating with them. They won't cut a deal that they think is unfair. Both individuals have to prosper from the deal, but this also leads them to make deals with strange or unorthodox requests. And not to mention that it's also rumored that within their inner circles, some of them actually have extraordinary abilities, magical powers granted to them by this dealer god. No one really knows for sure if it's true or not, because everyone who crosses them really ends up dead. There aren't any survivors left to tell the tale. All we have to go on is rumors, really. But one thing we can be sure of is that they're not to be trifled with. They're dangerous, so much so that their church can sustain even on a world like this one, filled with the most hardened criminals you can imagine. Regardless, it's going to be trouble. Hopefully, we'll be able to barter some information from them. But money isn't all they might ask for. In the end, there's no telling whether this is going to go south or not. We might end up having to leave with nothing. Well, that is, if Friedmont managed to cut a deal including their silence. If they agreed not to tell anyone, then there's no way we're going to be able to get the information out of them, no matter what we offer. We'll just have to find out when we get there. For the moment, let's just drink the beers I ordered us. Once we've had a drink, we'll go get to it, Mika said, shaking her head, still in disbelief that he would actually go to the dealer's cult. I mean, people say the craziest things about them, and the deals they make. Mika herself has heard stories of them asking from everything from nonsensical things that seem worthless, such as gifts that were given to you on a specific date, or the corpse of an animal that you sacrificed under specific circumstances. For instance, one story she heard was that an individual was told to take an animal to a specific planet, where there was a unique set of astrological phenomenon set to take place. They would take the animal to a specific location on that planet, and at a very specific time, kill it. After which they would return the animal to them, and that was their end of the arrangement. Other bargains sounded much more hazardous, such as sacrificing a finger, being given a tattoo, or even giving up your firstborn. The stories about what they ask for go on and on. They do, of course, ask for normal things as well, such as money. However, the weirdness always comes in when they say money isn't enough, or you're negotiating for something that isn't exactly monetary, or money is what you're asking for when you don't have any. For them, there's always a way to cut a deal, even if you have nothing at all. According to their religious beliefs and ideology, there's always something that anyone has of value, even if you believe your life and everything in it to be completely worthless. As far as they're concerned, there's no such thing. Mika ran all of her memories and recollections through her head as her and her crewmates drank their beers down, contemplating what was to come. The church of the dealer was a fairly short distance away from here. They'd probably have to get back in the shuttle pod and travel to the other side of the planet. The only question was money going to be enough? Mika wasn't prepared to sacrifice anything truly valuable. And while she didn't really believe in magical powers, the fact that this cult did meant that they could ask for some truly dangerous things. As they all finished and left the tavern, making their way back to the shuttle pod, Mia jostled Mika a bit. Hey, Captain, what's going on? You've been looking serious ever since we left the tavern. Hell, even before that. Are you really this concerned about it? Yes, Mia. The people we're going to deal with aren't exactly the idea of sanity. So I'm not exactly thrilled about having to deal with them. Honestly, dealing with criminals would scare me less. At least criminals want rational things you can understand. But with this cult, there's no telling. I want to find this guy, but I'm not prepared to sacrifice everything for it. I'm afraid that we might have to leave with nothing, that this bastard's going to disappear into the wind, with no telling on when he's going to resurface, without a direction to follow. It's next to impossible to find out where he might have went. You know, you worry too much, Mika, Mia responded, smiling through her Evo mask. I think the fates are going to be on our side in this one. I don't know, I guess I just have a funny feeling about it. that everything's going to work itself out. But maybe that's just the euphoria of that lap dance wearing off, Mia said, chuckling. I hope you're right, Mia, Mika replied, as they finally began to approach the shuttle.